This is Neka with the Chic Hustler, and today I'm here to give you guys some advice that I wish I could have got once I started my short-term rental business model. So one common issue that kind of comes up all the time is when you get approved for a corporate lease, so you're a corporation business, but the unit or the apartment complex do not allow Airbnb. So first off, I want to give kudos to the World Traveler, I believe. If you guys haven't seen the World Traveler TikTok, I'm not sure if they have a YouTube, but I'll definitely put their TikTok down in the description because I knew that this was another route I could take. But honestly, watching these guys gave me the motivation I was looking for to say, okay, I can run this short-term leasing business and do it the right way according to how the apartment complex wants it. I can actually source tenants and, you know, do those different things. So I'm kind of going to cut straight to the chase and say I had a corporate unit that I was sitting on for a very long time. And I really do regret that. I don't regret it, but if I would have had the same confidence that I have had over the past couple of months, this situation could have been resolved a lot sooner. So obviously we know that Airbnb is just such a great platform to attract people that's coming in the area. It's well known, it's marketed, and those different things. So initially I listed the unit on Furnish Finder. If you guys aren't familiar with Furnish Finder, that's definitely another sourcing platform for tenants and long-term stays. So I listed it on Furnish Finder, and to be honest, I got a lot of people who was kind of wishy-washy versus tenants that come through Airbnb. It's like you pay your money, I get my money, you know, second. I think if the reservation's on the first, I get paid out on the second via Airbnb. And like I said, Airbnb has kind of already branded itself. Furnish Finder is another good website, but Airbnb, you can get all kinds of people. Furnish Finder, for the most part, is traveling nurses. I think more business professionals are finding out about it, but it was initially a traveling nurse platform from my understanding that nurses kind of branded as such. So I had a dilemma where I got approved for these corporate leases and I just did not know how to source tenants because my apartment complex did not allow for me to do Airbnb. Everybody had to be on a 30-day minimum stay. So I went ahead and signed the lease and, you know, was willing to take the risk, I guess. But I quickly realized that if you are a small company or small businesses, those apartment complexes will have their eye on you, okay? Like, you can get away with it for a short amount of time, or if you know somebody at a leasing office, but as soon as they leave, you know, you might not be able to have your 7 to 5 3-day guest that's coming through the Airbnb platform. But I established a really good relationship with the leasing office, so I wanted to make sure that I did it the right way. So that kind of is what had me in a stagnant period for a while, because I didn't want to go against the leasing office and I didn't want to, you know, get an eviction on my business credit report. So I just want to do things the right way. And I'm not sure what didn't click to me that it could be done the right way. Anyway, let's get past that. So for the most part, a lot of apartment complexes, once you get approved for a corporate lease, is going to require background checks on your tenants. So, okay. Now let's cut to the chase. And this is not sponsored, by the way. I'm just telling you guys what platform I use. It's a platform called Avail, AVAIL.com. And I think it's a great platform if you don't want to invest a lot of money into getting a back office for your short-term rental company. Avail will run credit checks, they will run background checks, eviction reports, and it's an easy and smooth process. Once you put the tenant information into the system, Avail will actually send them out everything that you want. So my apartment complex doesn't require a credit check on my tenants, but I definitely perform a background check, and I definitely perform a background check as well as eviction report, and a criminal record. Well, I guess background check. Yeah. Anyway, so I perform the same thing that my apartment complex will perform. And some apartment complex, you can ask them like, hey, do I have to actually send the tenant information in, or can I perform it in myself? And send it in. And for the most part, speaking on my situation, they're okay with just letting you do your own background check and sending all the tenant information in, as long as they have everything on file. So Avail will do that for you. It's super easy. So what I started to do is I still use Airbnb platform. And once again, I give this credit to the World Traveler, because they are the ones who pushed me to do this. And I knew I could do it, but they really was like, girl, get us together. You can make this happen the right way. But I still use Airbnb. I use VRBO, and I put it on a 30-day minimum stay. And in my heading, it says long-term stay only. But it doesn't matter. Whenever they put their dates in, it's only going to show for people that's trying to book for a month, in a month or two at a time. So I put 30-day minimum. I put it in the bio of the booking that a background check has to be performed. I was a little bit afraid that people wasn't going to want to do the background check, because I'm like, nobody is going to want to do that. Like, it's an Airbnb for, like, God's written. Nobody's going to do that. Totally wrong. Everybody who stays long term has no problem with filling out that paperwork. It literally takes them like 5 minutes to do, and they understand that, you know, they're going to be in my unit for 30 days. A background check, it's pretty common. I let them know no credit check is going to be performed, and I also let them know that this is just the requirement of the leasing office, because they're going to be there 30 days. And tell them it won't interfere with their booking. As long as you complete it before you have to check in, everything will be good to go. And like I said, I have literally not had any problem from any guest that needed to fill out an application. So yeah, just to tie things up for you guys, still listen on Airbnb and let it know that this is only a sourcing platform that you use, and payment, as well as saying that 30-day minimum stay, and put all the rules of the apartment complex in the bio. And your apartment complex should not have a problem with it. I don't list any amenities that's in the apartment complex. I put it in the bio. Let them know if they want to see the amenities. I can send them pictures, just because my apartment complex isn't comfortable with me putting the actual amenities in the picture. And my apartment complex actually did try to send an inquiry to book, just to see what information I was giving out. So you guys, honestly, let's just do it the right way and move on with our lives, because it can happen for you. You're able to find tenants that willing to stay 30 and 60, 90 days at a time. People that's moving in for short-term work, and you can give a monthly discount as well. So yeah, so I put everything that my apartment complex requires in the bio. I put long-term stay only in the description, and I don't allow people to book 30-day minimum. I mean, yeah, it's a 30-day minimum book. So I put all of those things, and literally, even though my apartment complex might not be happy technically that I'm using Airbnb to source, it's no different if I listed it on Zillow, VRBO, or Furnish Finder. It's literally just a sourcing platform like the rest of those, and sourcing and payment platform just like the rest. Once again, this is for my specific situation, and I pray and hope that this helps someone out. who is like, oh my gosh, I got approved for this corporate leasing, but they do not allow Airbnb. It's not Airbnb that they don't allow sourcing, they don't allow short-term rentals, sorry. So if your apartment complex does not allow Airbnb at all, Avail actually partnered with Zillow and a couple different listing companies. So if you have an account with Avail, you can actually put your listings on multiple websites. And I actually have had tenant inquiries from different websites that Avail posted my listing on, which was awesome. But, you know, Airbnb to me trumps everything, just because Airbnb, your payment comes like this. The guests are already paid. Because when I was listening on Furnish Finder, one thing I would find was people were saying they want to stay. They would fill out the application, do background check, give me their whole 10. And then next thing you know, it's like, oh, it's a payment issue. It's a payment problem. Can I get a discount? No. Airbnb, you have to pay me up front, okay? If you're going to be staying for 90 days, that $5,000, $6,000, $7,000, whatever, you're paying it up front. And don't be surprised, people will pay it. I have had NFL players. I have had baseball players where their parents advance them up for 90 days because they was coming to play for the local team in the area. So, you know, just don't cut yourself short and believe that it can happen for you, because that was my main problem. I'm like, this is never going to happen. Who's going to want to do that? Who's going to want to stay for 30 days? So I really had to get out of that mindset and realize that I chose that market for a reason. Now, give and take, you definitely have to choose a market. Or, you know, choose a unit in a market for those stays. Like, don't go get a corporate lease in, I was about to say Idaho, but I mean, there might be some production plant companies up there. But yeah, don't get a lease somewhere where there isn't a market for 30-day stays. Go somewhere where it's a lot of tech hub, a lot of nurses. You know, research your market, get on Airbnb and put 30-day minimum stays and see how many pops up. So you can actually do market research on, you know, what's going on. Look at their calendar to see if they got, go far out and look and see what's available on their calendar, so you can actually see how many reviews to get yourself an idea of what's going on in that actual market. So I think that's truly important. Dang it, it was something else I was about to say. Anyway, I hope this once again helps someone out. If it's anything that I missed, please ask me down below, because I know I didn't cover everything, but I felt the need to really put this out, because once I listed it on Airbnb and marketed it for 30-day stays, and, you know, got everything up to date and got all the rules in my description, when the apartment complex tried to book, I let them know, like, no, I am following the rules. You cannot book for 6 days. This is a 30-day stay minimum with background check. So my apartment complex has literally didn't bother me since they like, okay, this girl is following the rule. Their corporation is legit. They doing everything the right way. So that's a thing. And I know also some apartment complexes require a roommate addendum where you have to add each roommate. And that's definitely doable as well. Once a person goes through a background check, you just take the information, update the lease, and add the roommate that's on there. And like I said, I got this. I knew the strategy, but reinforced by the World Traveler. A lot of his units are in like California and those different places, and he said it's usually not a problem to do that. But one thing to note is that you definitely want to make sure that your unit looks nice. So if it's going to be a 30-day stay, make sure that it's 30-day stay material. So that's another vlog for a different day. Anyway, I hope I helped some of you guys out with this. And like I said, if you have any questions, please drop them below. I'm going to credit the TikToker that I'm referring to, because honestly, they will get you so motivated. I think they're doing like over $1 million in revenue, I think. Either way, it doesn't matter. They're so inspirational and so inspiring. And the main thing that I want you guys to take out of this is just believe and know that you can do things the right way and it can work. And I need somebody to tell me that it can work. Don't be defeated with it. And it's a reason why you was called to execute whatever strategy or business plan that you have. So yes, I will see you guys in my next video, okay? Your girl just got her quick weave in, okay? Period. This is giving boss babe. Okay, see you guys in my next video.